from your drawing, you should have something looking like this, okay? If it doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but you would have tried, okay? All right. So looking at our map of Trinidad and Tobago, we can see three colors here, three main colors. We have green, yellow, and a kind of brownish, but we are concentrating on just two colors for now, okay? So first thing I want you to do is take your paintbrush. Well, before we start painting, always remember, girls, we've got to save our clothes, right? Put on our apron, right? And when we are painting, you may have this, right? Or you may have this, or this. But I want to start with this. So this is called our palette, and from here is where we're going to mix our colors. So the first color we are looking at is yellow. When we are painting with a paintbrush, remember how to hold it. We pinch it with our fingers, it rests below, and the paint must not go all the way up there. It must touch, okay? So we touch it here. We put a spot on the palette, a spot here. With all palettes, that's how you work. It's always a spot. This is the mixing area. This is your spot. You put your spot here. This is your mixing area. But I will work with this for you, okay? Now, the technique that we are using is called dabbing. Dabbing means you just take the paint and you dot it down. Hence, if you look carefully, you would see that I just sort of dabbed it. And I dabbed it at the top, right? Because if we look back at our drawing, at our map, there's yellow. That yellow is our northern range. We have our central range and a little bit because we don't have many mountains in the south. So we come here and we do the same thing, okay? So we dab it here. We do Tobago is mainly mountains. We have the central range, and I forgot to put here too. All right? When you finish that, take your, now I am using a bottle of water for you to see. All right? After that, I dip it in, wash it out properly, okay? And then I do the same thing. I close my yellow. I'm finished with the yellow now. I am taking my green. I do the same thing. Remember, we take the paint and just touch it like that, okay? So we have our yellow and we put our green. All right, we put our green right next to it like that. Now, we want to make it, if we look back at the map, you would see that the green is not a flat green, it's sort of a rough green. Even the yellow is a rough green. That's why we are not taking the paintbrush and painting. We are dabbing. We just dabbing. We read. This is dabbing. Putting it down like this. Painting is so. We're not doing that. We just dabbing. Okay? So, around the yellow, we are dabbing. You see how it looks? This is dabbing. You're just touching it down. Touch, touch, touch. Touch, touch, touch. Until we are finished here. You see in the texture, you could actually see the rough look of my mountains, the northern range, the main ridge. You could see the central range. Oh, I did the south. And I have touched all around here. So it makes here look textured. This is textured. It's not smooth. Okay? Right. Once we are finished again, we wash our brush. Now, I am going to do the next technique I want to work on is painting our waters, the water around. So the technique I am using for the water around is called a wash. Yes, what is it called? A wash. And oh, remember, we can do all things with Christ who strengthens us. So we just learn dabbing, which is just taking the paintbrush and putting it down and staying inside Trinidad and Tobago. We are dabbing, and now we're going to do a wash. So for a wash, I will use a slightly bigger brush, okay? So the brush is a little wider, it's bigger. Now a wash, however, remember wash we use water. So a wash means a lot of water and a tiny bit of paint. So I am just going to touch my paint here. I'm just going to touch it. See, I just touched it. But I'm going to dip this into water because I want more water and less paint. Now I started this already. Let me see if you've seen it there. Great. Right? And in a painting motion, in a left to right motion, I went left to left to right, and I keep dabbing it into water. Now I had to start here because showing this to you, it will run down, and I don't want it to run down. So in a left to right motion, I did this, okay? So I am getting in the waters that surround Trinidad and Tobago, okay? Left to right, as I come to the island of Trinidad and Tobago, I go slowly, go around it, keeping left to right, left to right, left to right, in a left to right motion. Keep it closely, all right, to the sides. So if you want, you could work on one side first, but remember, I am still working across, all right? I'm still working across. Water, I dip into my water to spread that paint. I want to spread that paint across, all right? Spread that paint across, spread it across. I did this side, I want that other side too. Again, I dip. Notice how watery it is. It's a wash and smooth. I want the waters to look smooth. So my texture of my waters are smooth, but the texture of the painting, it's rough because I dab, okay? I'm going to do it again here now. Remember, that's too much paint there. So I must water it down with water. I want it to look like a wash. Water. I don't want so much paint there. Water. Just more water, less paint. And I keep on going like that. Keep on going like that. Keep on going like that until I am finished. Okay? So here now we have our map of Trinidad, right? And do you know the names of these waters? Well, this water here is the Caribbean Sea, all right? So here, all the other islands of the Caribbean are up here. Inside here is the Gulf of Paria. It's very, very deep. And that's why the ships are able to come in here, right? Right here to Port of Spain is very deep. And do you know once upon a time, whales used to come in there? Yeah, I was amazed to hear that. And right here we have the Columbus Channel, and here we have the Atlantic Ocean, which if we sail across this side, we could go straight to Africa. All right, girls, I am so happy to have been able to do this with you. I'm anxious to see your painting of your map of Trinidad. Always remember that what you can do, always say, I can do all things with Christ who strengthens me, because God loves me. I love God and God loves me. Therefore, I can love everybody. And God gives me the strength to do all what I can do. So again, let's say, I love God and God loves me. Therefore, I can love everybody. And in our love for God, He will give us the strength to do everything. Bye, girls. So I'm looking forward to see 2 pieces from you. Adios.